Hello, my name is Ross Raisin and I am the author of a book called Out Backward, and it's a novel about the isolation of this one particular character called Sam Marsdyke, who is the narrator of the book, and he lives in a small farming community which is a struggling farming community with all the pressures of supermarkets and the food crisis and the new people moving into the area and the existing townspeople. And it's kind of about the clash of all of those people and how this guy fits into it and how he eventually escapes from it with this other character and the darkness that kind of brings. So now I've been given this bowl with some questions in it. God knows what they are. I'm slightly apprehensive, but I'm going to answer these questions. Yeah, see what happens. Okay. Crikey. What do you dream about? I remember dreaming about, and I do dream quite a lot about, which is rather embarrassing, but my football team back home in England, because it's kind of pre-season at the moment, and so things are kind of gathering, we're signing new players, and I suppose probably had some sort of fantasy dream about what players we'd signed and how we were going to go up the league. God, that's boring, isn't it? But that is, I suppose, what I dream about. That and my, fiance, my wife. Okay, that's number one. There's a book question this time. Sam Marsdyke can be interpreted in many ways by the reader. Misunderstood, a product of his isolation. Was your intention for the reader to sympathise with him? Yes and no. The intention was to create a character that was very appealing in lots of ways, and he is quite an appealing character. He's quite alluring. He's funny, and lots of bad stuff happens to him, which makes you kind of want to protect him, and you're drawn to him in a way. But then at the same time, he does lots of pretty horrible things. And so that creates, or the idea was that that's going to create a confusion for the reader and trouble them. And as a result of that kind of mind warp, you think more about why he is like he is, and if the people around him are actually, if they've acted in a fair way towards him, or whether society at large should have behaved differently towards him, and then maybe he wouldn't have been so messed up as he is. Do you yourself have farming experience? What kind of research for the book did you do? I don't have farming experience, as I'm sure any farmer that reads the book will probably tell you. Although I think that most of the farming practices in there are, to some extent, legitimate, like they're real. They're perhaps not very modern, but that's part of the thing of the book, is that it's a small farm holding, and lots of the methods they're employing are quite old school. During the lambing season, I tried to work on a farm. I applied to lots of farms, but none of them would accept me for some reason. I don't know. I think they just heard me, this guy calling up from London randomly, wanting to work and having no experience, and they were just like, no, that's not going to happen. But the thing is, the way I feel about research is it's very important, but I don't want to ever get bogged down with it. Describe your perfect day. Well, my perfect day is probably 1,000 words, I would say. That's my kind of writing benchmark that I try to hit every day and rarely manage to do. But if I get to 1,000 words at the end of the day, then I'm usually very happy. Okay, last question now. The setting of Out Backward, the Yorkshire Moors, is very prevalent in the book. Can you talk about this area and how it factored into your writing? I'm from Yorkshire, but a different part. Like, I'm from the west part. This is the north part. And it's very high and it's very flat. It's kind of a plateau, actually. And just barren. It's just covered in heather and yellow gorse. And then within it, it's kind of intercut with these beautiful little valleys where there's villages and like the one in the book that Sam Marsdyke lives above. So my bowl is empty, so hopefully my job is done. Thank you very much. And that's it. Cheers.